Honestly, as spicy as the episode was, I think that whole organizing my inventory joke because he doesn't like the cutscenes and when they're unskippable, he just does something else. That is the most uncle thing ever. It's like the worst type of gamer in my opinion, but goddamn does it make for one hell of a joke. But Fujimiya, I think, has collectively channeled, I think, the anime community in one character moment, and that is, God damn it, we're all adults here, none of that censorship, none of that blurred line, bars, white beams galore. Please, anime gods, let us see the full thing, because she was into that scene. Obviously, in Uncle from Another World fashion, it wasn't actually as spicy as maybe Tsundere-san thought it was, because Uncle was just honestly giving a honest-to-God massage from his point of view, but Lord have mercy, because some of those imageries, they kind of spoke for themselves, let's be honest. Now, I do have a full live reaction available on the Patreon if you're interested, and this was a good episode. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad that it's still a consistent return to Uncle, because anytime you stop production midway through and come back, whether a year later, whether a couple months later, you always have that voice in the back of your mind saying, God damn, is it gonna still not only remain consistent, is it gonna feel like a rush job? But no, Uncle from Another World is just being hit after hit after hit, and just the episode in general, it was amazing, because just the way they can take arguably the same style of joke, but reintroduce it and make it into something brand new again. Like, how many times has Uncle appeared to be a complete predator, whether on top of someone, grabbing someone? The scenes, they do speak for themselves, but they still manage to make them feel different every time they're there, and that's kind of like the humor in a nutshell. It has like this kind of grab bag of ideas, a mixture of 10 or 12 styles of jokes, and they keep using them time and time again, whether that's him looking like an orc, whether that's him and his love interest, whether giving rings to people, or just being on top of them when he's not actually doing what it looks like. And honestly, it's understandable why people think it looks a certain way, because who the hell wouldn't? Even a blind man could see it. But the fact that they continue to just have a lot of fun, and the fact that you start the episode off, like the first few minutes of this episode, it really establishes the spice of the episode, because you have this poor girl come in. You have this weird little kid who we met a few episodes prior to the show taking a break, right? This is apparently a kid who looks like, I don't know, Takafumi's age, anyone in that area, but obviously the face, similar to Uncle, it creeps a lot of people out. And the fact that when they're walking up the stairs, they're looking at their phone, it sounds like they're watching porn, let's be honest. And the fact that she gets progressively more and more scared, and then once she gets into the apartment, it gets even worse when Uncle's there. Obviously, they explain the misunderstanding, but the fact that that's like your establishing moment of the episode, you knew this episode wasn't playing around, and it was going to be an AO sort of episode, and an AO sort of episode it was. But I like the fact that Uncle is so used to, at this point, anytime someone brings something up or he needs an answer to something, he just pulls up his little menu, his little TV screen in the air, and will go inside people's memories or his own to get the answer. And the fact that he didn't even clue into the fact until it was too late that these two have never seen that. Of course, kid is basically gushing like, holy shit, girl being like, what are we doing? And the fact that after last episode, right? Last episode, we almost caused the apocalypse just because they wanted a cooler environment in their room. So the fact that he was about to use the memory wiping spirits in modern day, we already established last week that the simplest of requests could then in return mean the spirits want the entire human race or a cow's head. It's kind of a coin toss which one they'll side with. So the fact that they literally had to pull him away and say, get the hell out of here before he tries to do it again, the boy almost caused Apocalypse 2.0 2 episodes in a row here, and I have to say, if that's not the most Uncle thing ever, then point me to what is the most Uncle thing ever, because that pretty much was spot on in my opinion. And I just like how, like, rather than it just continuing to be only Uncle's life in that isekai environment, while that is definitely the crutch and the main story element that keeps these characters together, I also really like that Fujimiya is actually building that relationship with Takafumi. I mean, from both of their points of view, it's interesting, because for her, she can push her friend or whatever on him and he'll blush and she'll like, damn it, why does he see her as a girl but not me? But as we see, when she presses against him, he also gets embarrassed. But the fact that they're both kind of oblivious to it, which really, I've mentioned this a few different times, you know, Uncle can literally see Takafumi's love life and he's like, damn, this kid's blind. But then you reverse it and we can literally see Takafumi saying the same thing to Uncle, like, damn bro, you were oblivious to your love life. And I think it's interesting to see how they're actually building romances and connections alongside being such slapstick humor that is continuing to evolve, continuing to have a core identity to how the humor operates, but still legit feel like it's one of the more engaging isekais that I think I've ever personally seen. Not only is it one of the funniest shows, I think, that anime's seen in a long time. It's definitely up there with some of the all-time best, I would say, such as Konosubas and things like that. It just hits my funny bone, and it just leaves me rolling while having a style that just, I'm so happy it's still remaining consistent, because typically when shows do take a break, you know, they come back and you can tell there is a dip in quality, but this one, 3 for 3, has been consistent. I love the new reaction styles. Like, obviously, some of the reaction faces are similar to what we've already seen before, but I mean, the number of times they can do freeze frames, and you're just like, what are we looking at? That's what I love about this show. It plays into the anime medium perfectly. The voice actors are absolutely extreme. You can't argue any character was miscasted or someone would have done better. Like, this is the perfect all-star cast for an Uncle from Another World anime. And the fact that you can just have so much fun where you casually discover hot springs, which was apparently built by another worlder in 10 days, and seemingly, once they leave, everything about them should vanish, but as we see, that didn't, so that maybe goes to show when he disappeared from this world, maybe he left a trace too, which maybe Tsundere Elf and everyone else could maybe come back to and maybe track him to. We don't know, right? Obviously, that's not a season 1 thing, that's hopefully a season 2 thing if we get lucky enough, or go continue it in the manga, of course. But it's nice that they're laying breadcrumbs for further plot points while being absolutely hilarious, but more so like a slice-of-life family dynamic in a isekai slash IRL environment, and it's kind of amazing what they're able to accomplish. And the casual hero party introduction was pretty great, because I actually was buying into it when they were kind of like, oh, you know, she starts saying like which one of these two are going to be like your crush or your loved one, and then it just all falls flat on their face, and then Fujimiya gets basically front and center, and it's just, she's like, God damn, is the childhood dynamic not strong enough even in fantasy worlds? Like, what am I gonna do here? But that's what I love about the show. It's absolutely hilarious. There's actually chemistry with the characters. The relationships are blooming and blossoming, as it's just absolutely hilarious and has some of the raunchiest and just most insane jokes I think you'll see this anime year. Unless you're looking at stuff that is specifically designed just to maybe be kinky or spicy. But the way they can blend it in such wholesome, odd ways is just, it's Uncle from Another World, and I wouldn't change anything about it. But either way, I leave another episode with a grin on my face and excitement for what's to come. I mean, anytime you get to continue the episode during the credits, you know, they're setting up something interesting with Elf running away to go find some items. I mean, the fact that they used a scabbard to literally hang their clothes, and the fact that apparently her people are just all about magic items, and you're talking to someone who painted over the magic staff, you know it's gonna be a pretty exciting episode 11 to say the least, but I'm excited for more. But of course, as always, let me know your thoughts down below. Favorite moment, what do you hope to see with the last few episodes, as this is a 13 episode anime, so luckily, we got 3 more to go, so do let me know down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new around here. Like I mentioned, there's a full live reaction available on the Patreon, and while you're there, you can also get video shoutouts like a few are about to get here. So we got JJR10, Tech Knight, and Luke. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care and have a good one.